We've finally been able to contact volleyball analyst Noel Zarate. Hello, Noel. Good evening and welcome to the Solar Sports Desk.
Hey, sorry about that. Good evening, Cheska. Good evening, my good friend Gino Rufino.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, historical moment today in volleyball. Actually, let's just call it Philippine sports history with the first ever PSL draft. Your thoughts on who won this draft? And you know, a lot of people were saying that Abby Maranyo should have gone first, or you know, what are your thoughts?
I think it's what the team really needs. Petron has always been looking at somebody very tall to beef up their lineup, to support Gretchen Ho at that middle blocker position. And I think they did get the best, the tallest player in the draft at least. Dindin Candiago is 6'2", best spiker in the UAAP. And to answer your question, I think the big winner actually is Petron. They were able to get 3 pretty solid volleyball players in the draft.
Okay, well, Noel, again, this is the first ever PSL draft for professional volleyball here in the Philippines. A while ago, Gino and I were talking about it, how everyone is still riding on this volleyball high. What do you think the trend has become in Philippine volleyball, especially with the PSL making strides like this?
Well, I'm also riding on a high. I mean, I always watch the draft of the NBA and probably even the PBA, and I got a thrill just watching that. But to be there and actually witness the first volleyball draft ever in the Philippine Superliga or ever in the Philippines, it was just phenomenal because you see all of these really great players, and you can see how volleyball has really escalated over the years. And kudos to the PSL for really coming up with this. It's a great concept, and I hope you know, we get more players to join next year.
Noel, I'm going to do some directing here and pull up the graphics for you and how the teams went and who they picked in what round, and hopefully we can show it right now. Hopefully the guys in the control room can follow us.
Don't worry, I have a list. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's the graphics. There we go. So that the viewers know exactly what we're talking about. So your thoughts. Let's go through this list right now. Look at the teams. There's 2 new teams in the league. Your thoughts on the 2 new teams and the kind of lineup that they have?
Well, Air Asia has been, you know, they got 2 LaSalle players in the first 2 rounds of the draft. The bulk of their players are actually from LaSalle. You're talking about guys like Michelle Gumabao, Melissa Gohing, Stephanie Mercado. I mean, these are the stalwarts of LaSalle. And it made sense for them to go to Abby Maranyo and Wen Shu. They were part of their last championship run. And the head coach is Remil De Jesus, so familiarity is already a big key there. And you talk about Generica, they're actually a new sponsor to an old team. Let's just put it that way. Army, of course, is the 2-time defending champion in the Philippine Superliga. They did address their needs in getting a libero, very good libero, Christine Agno, who still actually has 1 playing year left in the UAAP for FEU, but she opted to be drafted already now. And they got a very tall player in Joyce Palad. So they only need to address now their setting woes, as Tina Salak will miss the rest of the season because of some military duties, because she is part of the Philippine Army. But overall, it's a good pick for the first for Air Asia and for Generica Army.
Well, Noel, with the addition of new teams, since the PSL started, obviously the players, the teams have become somewhat familiar against each other. With the addition of these teams, how do you think that throws off basically, you know, the chemistry, the familiarity?
Well, actually, you know, just looking at it, Cheska, right now, and looking at the lineups as I know it from the 16th or the 17th right now, the league is very, very balanced. It used to be that you think Army's got a very strong team, they're touted to win it all, but at this point, looking at all the 7 teams on the screens right now and knowing their lineups, you can't guess who's going to win. The league has balanced out. The draft really helped that out. And for the rookies, you know, they were superstars in college, but now they're in the big league right now, so they're going to have to prove themselves again against the big girls this time of Philippine volleyball.
You mentioned the rookies. Obviously, the likes of Abby Maranyo, who's won MVPs in the UAAP. She's coming into a similar situation, or a situation that she's familiar with her former teammates and coach and so on and so forth. How much is that going to help her transition from the college game to the pro game?
Well, it's going to help her transition a lot. The familiarity with an old coach and with old teammates, that's always going to help. It may have a downside right now because she's not the boss anymore. Remember, she was the captain of LaSalle this year, and she was their vocal leader for a couple of years already. But now you got Maureen Penetrante Uwano, who's like one of the legends of LaSalle. You have Stephanie Mercado, of course, Michelle Gumabao. These are the big names of LaSalle. She's going to have to blend with these players, but they know her style. She knows their styles. I think it's going to be very exciting for Asia.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Noel.
Thank you, Noel.
No problem.
Always awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you.